spiritual IDEANCE process. Step 6, celebrate upside down. No, celebrate. No, totally upside down. Celebrate. Let's celebrate being upside down and still getting things done. To supersize and grow your business. Let's talk about it today. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, of course, and we are looking at the IDEANCE process with respect to spiritual health and well-being this month. We're covering each of the 9 different life framework areas. And this month we're focusing on spiritual, just today and tomorrow, and then the month is over and we're into October already. So let's celebrate and talk about celebration and the importance of that as part of our processes. I like to come up with, and we come up with every year at the beginning of the year in January as part of the annual challenge, we come up with our own process, a process we're going to practice every month of the year in order to make it our own, to actually install it in our subconscious so it's available to us whenever we need it, not just at the end of each month when we're doing a challenge, but when we're going about our daily life, when we're running our businesses and we need either a goal setting or a problem solving system, we've got our own process. And we make it a little bit different every year because I can relate to some things that I've learned from people because the timing is right for me. And then other things I'll remember, oh my gosh, I heard something about that 10 years ago, but I don't remember it. And then I have to go looking for it. Nowadays with the internet, we can actually go looking for it and find it. But back in the day, I'd have to peel through my notebooks or look and dig to really find the information I want. Or I'd go to the Hill Reference Library, which was one of my favorite places in the world back then. So how do we celebrate? What do we celebrate? When do we celebrate? Why do we celebrate? We want to ask ourselves all of these questions. So I didn't think of it before, but I would say add the journalistic framework, who, what, where, when, why, and how, to the topic of celebration for your business. Now, I will make a rather painful confession. Ran an Italian food manufacturing business for 35 years. And for a lot of those years, I want to say a slave driver. I was not a slave driver, but I was not very celebratory. It was work, 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 go, go, go. And it wasn't always fun. It definitely was stressful and not always fun for me, but it wasn't always fun for the people that were part of the organization with me either. Because I'd be stressed out and freaked out and frustrated all the time because things weren't going exactly how I thought they should be going. And looking back now, I'm like, man, we just should have celebrated more. And for a lot of years we celebrated, and then we stopped for a few years in the middle when I was freaked out and stressed out about all kinds of different things, and not just my business. That's what I think really shifted my gears in a negative way for a period of time. It wasn't just my business that was struggling. It actually started in another area and aspect of my life and then spread into other areas of my life, if that makes sense. And, sometimes it's like creep, right? Negative emotional creep goes from relationships or finances or physical health to other areas. And then they all interact each other. We talk about that every month, how all of the different areas and aspects of our life are connected, which is why we break it down and talk about all of them. Most people and I've had a couple of people say, well, why do you even talk about spirituality when dealing with business? Well, because it's an area that gives us a competitive advantage because we know ourselves better. And the better we know ourselves, the better human being we are, the better able we are to lead and grow and build and supersize our business. So today, what are we going to do? We're going to think about the who, what, where, when, why, and how of celebrating for our business. Remember, we don't have to just celebrate the wins that we have. And I think we should celebrate every win, big, small. Anytime we successfully do something, every time we get a new customer, we should be doing a little happy dance within at least our head, if not around our office. I know I do. But decide how and when and why and everything you're going to celebrate. Sometimes I will just walk out and go for a walk because I've done something, I've got something accomplished in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a little, 20-minute walk to celebrate that and to just enjoy nature, enjoy the fact that I've gotten a certain segment or a thing that I wanted to get done. But set yourself up for success. So often we set ourselves up for failure by beating ourselves up because we haven't done things. But let's flip the switch on that and make it that we celebrate the things that we do, that we do accomplish. One of the things I like to celebrate that people laugh at me for periodically, I'm sure behind my back, is lessons learned. If I learn something, if I learn a lesson, I want to capture that. It means I've screwed something up maybe 100 times before, if not 1,000 times before. And I finally had the epiphany that, oh my gosh, I am creating that in my life. I can stop that. negative thinking, negative self-talk, beating ourselves up for things. Those are all things we have 100% control over. Now, we don't feel like it, but we do. And if we stop those things, they have an incredible positive impact on our life and on our businesses. So it's why I talk so much about improving the culture of our business and making sure that we're creating the culture and the environment that we want to create and see in the world. So what are we doing today? We are going to think about, and I would say, please write it down. I keep a list on my refrigerator that is ways I like to celebrate, things that make me feel good. And I do it for more than just the spiritual area and aspect of my life. I do it for my emotional, my mental, my physical. And I just have a big list on the fridge. And every time I think of something new, I add it on there, which is why I'm going to ask you to share in the comments below the ways that you like to celebrate, the things that you like to celebrate in your business as you're growing and building and supersizing. Or you're just at the size you want to stay. That, guess what? Even if we're at the size business we want to stay at, we still have to be continually improving and growing and paying attention to things because the world around us is changing all the time, right? All right. Any questions about this? Please ask. Otherwise, share in the comments below your favorite ways to celebrate in your business as you're celebrating wins, lessons learned, whatever it is for you. Share so we can learn from one another. All right. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.